salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We've been requested to recite 5 times Amma Yajibu for all those that are ill, for all those that are sick and ill within our community around the world. There is a lady that is in hospital in Leicester, and there is also the son of Sheikh Muhammad Hilli who is not well, requested to recite 5 times Amma Yajibu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء 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 أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. فاتحة شفاء المرضى. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. Do a quick few reminder announcements. So firstly, tomorrow, Sunday, 19th of May, there will be Ramadan health and well-being sessions. So there will be a short speech before the lecture in the ladies and gents simultaneously, and there will be free health checks in the foyers. So all are requested and encouraged to take part in this health and well-being session this Ramadan. A reminder from the Treasury team that the Ramadan Fund is open. Please donate generously. We are requesting a donation of £60 per household to cover the additional expenses during this holy month of Ramadan. If you have not yet done so, please, if you can see the Treasury team and make that donation. Any donation, how little or small, will help the Jamaat in covering the cost for this additional month of Ramadan. So please do see them. Thank you. A reminder that tonight after iftar there will be a ladies only duas and dessert session where they'll be looking at duas recommended by Imam Zain al-Abidin, and one of them will be dua Makharim al-Akhlaq, which will involve some discussions within that. All ladies are requested to stay behind for that, and desserts will be served there. And finally, a reminder regarding the Nahju Balagha sessions that we'll be having in the last few nights of the month of Ramadan. There are still slots available if you'd like to register your children or yourselves. Ideally, the age is between 13 and 18, but we have had some leeway. So if you're interested, then please see Brother Muhammad Ali Muraj in the gents or Sister Musarrat Walji in the ladies. Finally, if you can recite a Surah Fatiha and 3 times Surah Ikhlas for all those marhumin listed on the screen. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Salawat. Allahumma salli. Just a reminder to the ladies and gents, this is an interactive session, so if you do have questions within the talk, please, I'm sure Sheikh won't mind if you interrupt him, and you can ask any questions. And we also have the Menti stream for the questions that will be put on there for you to take part. By Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, salawat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق سيد المرسلين حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد. وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مختمه الفداء أما بعد. Continuing, and today I would like to focus on the very core and main topic of this entire theme, which is how to practically strengthen a person's connection with our 12th Imam Ajrallah Ta'ala Farjah al-Sharif. Would you kindly remove this from the screen? Thank you. How to practically strengthen one's relation with the Imam of our time. What are the things that a person should do? What different types of connections and relations is it possible to have with our Ma'soom? Salamullahi alayhi. First of all, in order to warm up things, we shall start with a question. Please, everybody log on. The question is, how long did the Imamat of Imam al-Askari alayhi salam last? How long did the Imamat of Imam al-Askari alayhi salam last? Let's see the options. Please go on, start. Okay. How long did it last? Okay, let's look at the options. A, 6 years. B, 8 years. C, 10 years. D, 7 years. So either 6 years, 8 years, 10, or 7. Got 15 more seconds, please. Vote. 7 years. Was it 8 years? Fine. Let's look at the results. 7 years. It was 6 years. The Imamat of our Imam alayhi salam, Imam al-Askari, lasted from 254 AH upon the Shahadat of Imam al-Naqi alayhi salam, Imam Ali al-Hadi al-Naqi alayhi salam, until his own Shahada when the Ghayb al-Kubra started, or Ghayb al-Sughra started in 260 AH. So our Imam alayhi salam, his Imamat was only for a very short period of time. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. If you can go back to the slides, please. Okay. Our Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam asked, considering this relation now, how is it possible for a person to benefit from the Imam alayhi salam while he is in his occultation? Because the Shi'as and the Muslimin, they were used to the fact that our Imam alayhi salam will be present. Whatever problem they would have, whether it's social, whether it's family related, whether they need some advice, whether they want to ask a masala, whether they want to ask an aqaidi question, whether they want to ask a spiritual question, whatever they want to do, whatever they want to ask, they would go to the Imam alayhi salam directly. Even if they have a security problem, even if they may have a financial problem. So many times our Shias and the Muslimin, they would go to the Imams alayhi salam in order to ask for this. So the Imam alayhi salam told him that just as the people benefit from the sun, when the clouds cover it, that is the way that people can benefit from the Imam alayhi salam during his ghaibah. I've got a question over here. This is an open question. What is the resemblance between our 12th Imam alayhi salam and the sun? And why did the Imam alayhi salam say that the way for you to benefit from the Imam is the same way as people benefit from the sun when it is behind the clouds? What is their resemblance? The floor is open, please. Those who have any answers, please. Okay. Okay, so the clouds, they are like the hijab or the veil that we have. This is the answer that our dear Malim has given. The clouds, they are like a veil that cover our hearts in the sense that right now we are not able, we are not ready, we are not prepared to meet the Imam Salamullahi alayhi. Okay, so that's one possibility. What other possible answers? Youngsters, anything. Resemblance between the Imam alayhi salam and the sun. What about heat? Isn't the sun hot? Type. Can you try to deduce anything from that? Okay, please. Okay. 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 Yes. Okay. Okay. Ahsantum. Elders, heat, light. Isn't the sun not one of the mutahirat? Correct? The more resemblance would be there between the sun being as one of the purifiers. Yes, please. Mutahirat, one of the things that purify, like water purifies, earth purifies, sun purifies certain things as well. Inqilab, istihala. طيب. From zulm. Ahsantum. Yes. Ahsantum. That's a really, really important thing. What about balance? Then the gravity of the sun, does it not keep the solar system in balance from all the planets from scattering around? What about the Imam alayhi salam? Can you track a resemblance from that? Anybody? In your own words. I'm going to give a chance to someone. Do you want to give a chance to somebody? Okay. Please go on. Yes. Time. There are approximately 6 different kinds of resemblances that we can understand. First of all, the sun's light, it may shine on something either directly or indirectly. The light of hidayah can either come directly through the Holy Prophet or through one of his successors. So that's the first thing. So that light is guidance. Secondly, the heat of the sun is like the longing, that feeling, that yearning in your heart for you, in your heart that you want to see your Imam alayhi salam. Fourthly, the sun is one of the purifiers. The message of the 12th Imam, Sharia, Islam, etc., that he brings, that he is a propagator of, he is a muballigh, that message purifies us. Fifthly, the sun's gravity keeps the solar system in balance. The presence of the Imam preserves and guards the entire world. According to one of our narrations, that if it was not for the Hujjah, the earth would swallow its inhabitants. Okay? Yani, the presence of a Hujjah, it is an existential necessity. Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala must have a Hujjah on this earth. He is the intermediary, the wasita through which the existence or the flow of mercy flows. Finally, the sun helps with photosynthesis. And to wait for the Imam, again, is food for the soul. So the different a'mal that we do during the time of al-ghaiba, waiting for the Imam, dua al-nudba, dua al-faraj, dua al-ahad, giving sadaqah for the Imam, doing tawassul, etc., etc. This is all food for our soul. So these are some of the kinds of resemblances. There are 5 different kinds of connections that a human being, that a mu'min, that a Muslim can have with the Imam of their time. So I'll start with the first. The first is the emotional connection. That love for your Imam. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم, say, قل إن كان آباؤكم وأبناؤكم وإخوانكم وأزواجكم وعشيرتكم وأموال اقترفتموها وتجارة تخشون كسادها ومساكن ترضونها أحب إليكم من الله ورسوله وجهاد في سبيله فتربصوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره والله لا يهدي القوم الفاسقين. This is a threat in order to show you what your values are supposed to be. Say, if your fathers and all of these things, your fathers, your mothers, your kindred, your money, houses, whatever, are dearer to you than Allah and His Messenger and striving hard in fighting for His cause, then wait until Allah brings about His decision, His torment and adhab. And Allah guides not the people who are rebellious. Allah threatens. In another verse, قُلْ لَا أَسَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. Let's say that I do not ask for you from that, and if for bringing you the message of Islam, except love for my kindred, love for my progeny, for Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam. So that is the first thing, the necessity to show love to your Imam salamullahi alayhi. Our Imam alayhi salam, like I mentioned in one of our lectures, he is dearer to us, and to him, we are dearer to him than a child would be to their parents. Our Imam loves us more than our fathers and mothers. How can we strengthen this emotional connection? So firstly, by learning about the Imam and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, especially their history, to read Seerah. In Seerah, unfortunately, sometimes you have in books that do not focus on in detail to mention some of the stances and some of the mawaqif, incidents that would happen with the Imams alayhim salam that would quickly put you in love with the Imam. Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, sallallahu alayhi Muhammad wa Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi Muhammad wa Muhammad. He had this famous, of course, this is a principle not only with him, but once he was in shopping and he was outside in the market. With him was his servant. He had a sack of money, approximately 3,000 dirhams. 3,000 dirhams was a huge number during that time. As he was going around, all of a sudden, one of the people in the market, he lost his sack of money. He lost his sack of money. He looked around, he turned around. The first person that he saw near to him, he saw Imam al-Sadiq salamullahi alayhi. This person had come from out of Medina. I believe he was from Sham. So he turned around, he accused the Imam salamullahi alayhi. He told him, you must have been the one who took my sack of money. The Imam salamullahi alayhi, not disputing with him or anything, didn't do anything. What did you lose? I lost my sack of money. You have taken it. It had 3,000 dirhams in it. He turns around to his servant and he tells him, Fulan, give me that sack of money. Here you go. Is that amount enough? Is that it? He takes it away. He goes, walks a little bit. All of a sudden he finds his own sack of money. At that, he starts to regret, Ya Allah, how is it that I accuse somebody of stealing? So I did such a bad thing. He turned back towards the Imam alayhi salam. He went to him, he apologized, and he came to return that sack of money that the Imam alayhi salam had given to him. At that, the Imam told him, Nahnu qawmun, we are a people from whose pocket something does not come out and then go back in. Our Imam alayhi salam gave it to him. So we are that kind of people. These kind of situations, they would occur with the Imam so much that when you see them, and I really, really urge my dear brothers and mu'mineen to watch some of the series, some of the programs that have been made of the Imams alayhim salam, especially during these later years. There is a new, I don't know if it's been dubbed or not, in English or subtitled or not, Babul Murad, that is about Imam Muhammad al-Taqi alayhi salam, but includes the final seerah of Imam Rada alayhi salam as well. And there is also the series concerning Imam al-Baqir and Imam al-Sadiq salamullah alayhi. It's mostly focused on Imam al-Sadiq, Imam al-Fuqaha, and the later part of the seerah of the biography of Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam. Look at how the ashab were with them. They would go daily to them in their gatherings and the sittings near the Imam, learning, asking questions, whatever would come to their mind, and the way the Imam would be with them, just like a father would be with their young child. This is how the Imams were. You want to build that love, you must read up. You must learn about them. That's the first thing. Secondly, naming our children with their names. Rabi'a bin Abdullah, one of the Rawati, asked Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, may I be sacrificed for you? We name our children by your names and the names of your forefathers. Is that going to benefit us? The Imam alayhi salam says, yes. By Allah is religion. وَهَلِ الدِّينُ إِلَّا الْحُبِّ. And is religion anything but love? And upon that he recited, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِ يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهِ. Say, O Muhammad, to mankind, if you really love Allah, then follow me, Muhammad. Allah will love you and forgive your sins. So this is a sign of mahabba. Thirdly, for us to greet them with salams, the ziyarat that we recite, the ziyarat al-Yasin of the 12th Imam alayhi salam, the ziyarat Yawm al-Jum'ah of the 12th Imam, the Holy Prophet, and of course to send salawat to them. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. And to do a'mal on their niyabat, on their behalf. The Holy Prophet says that when you recite salat for me, your salawat reaches me. Finally, fourthly, those people, the awliya, the Shia, those who love the Imams alayhim salam, for us to show love to them. And it's not only to them. It's not only Shias that love our Imams alayhim salam. You have other non-Shias as well that also love our Imams alayhim salam. That we should show love towards them. On the other end, there are certain people who show animosity. They hate the Imams alayhim salam. So it's for us to disassociate ourselves from those kind of people. Finally, for us to mourn for their grief, especially in the days of Shahadat, Muharram, etc. And to be happy on those occasions when they were happy, like the 15th of Sha'ban. Secondly is the knowledge-based connection. Knowledge, ilmi connection with our Imam alayhi salam. Ilmi connection in the sense that our Imams alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent them and He has given them knowledge of everything. Everything that the mumkin can know. Ilmul ghaib. And through that ghaib, through that ilmul ladunni, that divine channel of knowledge, whatever you want to ask your Imam can answer. Even if you want to ask him questions about engineering, civil engineering, etc. Your Imam alayhi salam has the knowledge of everything. Based upon that, we have to see, first of all, those sciences that have been related until now, and that have reached us from our Imams alayhi salam, we have to start to learn them. So the first thing is that which is the related sciences, narrated sciences. That which regards fiqh, the hadith that have been narrated from them, adab and akhlaq. Secondly, Quranic sciences, tafsir and ta'wil. Many of the verses that we have been explaining are actually ta'wil, inner meanings of these verses. Thirdly, aqaid and al-ulum al-aqliya, rational sciences, philosophy, logic, aqaid and kalam, etc. Finally, spiritual and ethical sciences. Our Imam alayhi salam, what did he say? If the veil will be removed for me, I would not increase in certainty and in conviction. If we can move to this question, please. Now we have a second question. Which Imam alayhi salam moved to Samarra? Which Imam alayhi salam moved to Samarra? If you can see the options. Which Imam alayhi salam moved to Samarra? Imam Muhammad al-Taqi al-Jawad alayhi salam, Imam al-Hasan al-Askari alayhi salam, Imam Ali al-Naqi alayhi salam, Imam al-Hujja alayhi salam. Which Imam moved to Samarra? Yes? Huh? The third one, Imam Ali al-Naqi alayhi salam. Yes? Alayhi salam. In between, any one of the two. Okay. Ahsant. Imam Ali al-Naqi alayhi salam. Imam Muhammad al-Taqi alayhi salam, Imam Ali Muhammad al-Jawad. During his time, the Abbasids had taken, their capital was Baghdad. But what happened is that when one of the caliphs, Al-Mu'tasim, when he became the Khalifa, his mother was Turkish. So he brought his cousins from his mother's side and Turks to become his army. Now his army, they were ruthless, so constantly causing a lot of trouble in Baghdad, to the extent that people could not bear it anymore. So what he did is, he built, to start with, a city away from Baghdad called Surra Man Ra'a. Pleased and happy is the one who sees it. Slowly, it turned into a city. In the beginning, it was a military establishment. Later on, it became a city. And they as well moved there. Of course, again, that was due to the pressure put on the Khalifas following Al-Mu'tasim, pressure put on them by the Turkish army itself. So later on, what they started to do is that they would coerce and force our later Imams. And Imam Ali al-Naqi alayhi salam, he was in Medina. So they forced him to come and to live in Samarra under their supervision. Of course, the Imam alayhi salam, he was taken there by force, but the atmosphere over there and the climate, etc., is so good. So there's a narration that is narrated from him. He said that I was not brought to Samarra except by force, and I would not leave it except by force, because the climate over there was so good. If we can go back to the slides, please. We can go back to the slides. Ya Allah. Brothers, if we can go back to the slides in the AV room, please. Ahsantum. Continuing. Okay. So, after that, we have the political connection. By the way, I would like to... Okay, that's inshallah. Something I'll mention later on. Political connection means to believe that Ahlul Bayt have the sole right to govern. They have the khilafah after the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says concerning them, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, ati'u Allah wa ati'u ar-Rasul, wa ulil amri minkum. O you who believe, obey Allah, the Messenger, and those of you who have authority. This political connection with Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, with the Imam of our time, is to believe in his political authority that was given to him by Allah. Secondly, he gave that political authority to the fuqaha, and he said that considering, and this narration that we mentioned before, considering those events that happened, those events, and not those masail that you want to ask me about, those events that happened and you need guidance concerning them, refer to the narrators of our hadith, because I have made them my hujjah over you, and I am the hujjah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over you and over them. Thirdly, follow the principles of Ahlul Bayt in political and social matters, like enjoining the good, amr al-ma'ruf, nahi an al-munkar, al-adala, compassion towards the weak, etc. Fourthly is the duty related, al-irtibat al-risali, for a person to have a message in life. For you to know your duty and you have that message, you want to do something, and you have something that you want to achieve in your life that is related to your Imam alayhi salam. All divine religions, the Abrahamic religions, they foretell the coming of our Imam alayhi salam. And even certain man-made religion, and earthly religions, they also believe in the coming of a savior. Now we Shias have a special belief in the Imam, and we consider that we have a duty to pay for his reappearance. So how to do this? First of all, to truly wait for him. Our Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam says that he who passes away waiting for this will be considered as one who is in the commanding tent of our Imam. And of course, at that time they had tents, etc. What is meant is the command center, his headquarters. It will be considered as if he is one of those commanding officers in the headquarters of our Imam alayhi salam. For you to truly have that pain, that yearning in your heart, for you to feel that there is something missing, there is a naqs, something is not right. Because when you feel that you get up, live your day, live your life normally, you don't have that pain in your heart, you consider the status quo, the situation that is, you consider it to be okay and normal, and there is no need for your Imam. You will be thinking, that is what your belief will be in your subconscious. So at that, you have to feel that pain that I wish our Imam alayhi salam was here. So that's the first thing. Secondly, to prepare to aid him. This is a metaphor. Our Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, prepare even an arrow for the reappearance for Al-Qa'im. For verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if Allah knows one's intention to be such, I have hope that his age may be prolonged until he meets him and becomes among his followers and helpers. And according to certain narrations, either he will be given that ajr if he passes away before the Imam's reappearance, or according to certain narrations, dua al-ahad itself, we ask for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to resurrect us during al-raja, to be among the helpers of our Imam alayhi salam. So that is possible as well. This is a metaphor again to prepare at least something. Yes, today I alhamdulillah had the honor of going to the madrasa, and I see alhamdulillah the brothers, the malims, the sisters, malimas, they're doing a really, really beautiful job. A sadaqah jariyah. Alhamdulillah, our children, to see them in this country to be able to recite in Arabic directly du'as, it is a blessing, especially considering the challenges that we face, that they face as well, and so many distractions. This is a sadaqah jariyah. This is one kind of preparation for our Imam sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Each and every one of us should find something to prepare, even if it may be small. Thirdly, to increase awareness concerning the affairs of the time. Also, that's fourthly, to see, and also to learn the necessary skills related to the betterment of the Muslim nation in religious and academic sciences. Also to pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us tawfiq for knowing the Imam. That dua that I mentioned, Allahumma arifni nafsak, فإنك إن لم تعرفني نفسك لم أعرف رسولك. That dua that I wrote. Inshallah, these slides and these PowerPoints, they will be available in the AV after I leave for whoever wants to benefit from them, inshallah. The dua is inside, you can find it. So to recite that for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us that knowledge. When the dhuhur comes, I was reading one of the narrations today that says, when our Imam alayhi salam does reappear, between that period of the Hijjah and Muharram. Now when he reappears by himself on that 10th of Muharram, or the night of the 10th of Muharram, and globally it is announced, it comes to be known that our Imam alayhi salam has come back, he has reappeared, a huge portion of Shias will renounce belief in him. They will renounce belief in him. A huge portion of Shias, that this is not him. Look at what he's calling to. No, it doesn't click with me. A huge portion of Shias. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who follow him. To also, this is the matter that I wanted to talk about. Strategic planning. With regards to awareness, there is a necessity, there is a need. Now, I'm not talking just in general, I'm talking about individual communities, okay, in the UK, in our Masjid. It is necessary for you as parents to choose from the community individuals, to send them to learn Hausa studies. You need from the Leicester community, from this mosque, to choose certain individuals who have the capacity in order to go and study Hausa studies. So you have a problem in this fact that you find it difficult to find a resident alim, correct? Type. When a resident alim will come, in the end, he has not grown up over here, correct? There are a lot of things, relations between people, interactions, mindsets that he does not know. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says that if from each and every community, a group of people go seek knowledge considering Sharia, Islam, itafaqahu fi din, and then when they come back, for them to warn their own people. From different cities, alhamdulillah, today in Qom and the house of Qom, there are students who are coming. There are shortcomings. The community of Leicester is behind. Now this is a long-term investment, but you need to do that. And I turn towards those parents who have that unfortunate mindset that, make money, because if you go to the Hausa, you're going to become poor. Who told you that? If your children study Hausa properly, if your children are able to finish their house studies. And at the same time today in Iran, they're able to do their academic studies along with the house studies. So they finish their MA degrees, PhD degrees, and when they come back over here, the academic field is big. There is a lot of demand in the local universities over here. Go look at websites, go look at the internet what the job of a professor is, and what the salary of a professor is, and then find out if that would be good for your child or not. That's the university salary. I'm just trying to show you that this fear of the financial situation is not based, is not properly founded. Secondly, the community itself, the Jamaat, you need to sponsor. Yani when you want to send house students, no. You need to have such a particular system, consult ulama, see individuals that are set forth as candidates, and then choose from among them who the community would like to adopt 2 students at least. Have particular contract with them so that when they do come back during particular periods after a certain time studying, summer, Muharram, Shahr Ramadan, Tabligh places ready, especially with the youth. You need this investment. I ask you, is this dunya that you are working for? And I'm not saying that you should not work for the dunya. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Don't forget your portion of the dunya. Your portion, and your share from the dunya. Whereas in other ayat, he who does this, he will have in the akhirah, I don't know, so much and so much. Your religion, your identity, does it not deserve for you to sacrifice? Yani for those people who have migrated over here, you only migrated, khalas, now you're looking to make money, that's it? That's all you think about, yani? But you will come to a certain situation when you already have your full, yani what you need. Everything else will become excess. Khair inshallah. What? I ask you, how many years are going to live? 70, 80 if you're very lucky. If the NHS helps you very, very well, it takes good care of you. Taib. And after that, every one of us is going to the grave. In the grave over there, you have another world. You have higher planes of existence. Abad al-abidin, khalidina fiha, immortally, forever. Let me try to put it in scientific terms for you. According to some of the narrations, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders Israfil to blow on the trumpet for the first time, everything on the earth will die, correct? Then there will be a span of time when nothing but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remain. Of course, this is with regards to this dunya. Everybody will have gone to the barzakh. The time between that time and the day of Qiyamah is not known except to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when the day of Qiyamah comes, among the different descriptions are the fact that the sun will have grown so much that it will come approximately above your head. It will have grown so much. According to science, the sun needs a few billion years to expand, to use up its hydrogen, to eat up Mercury and Venus, and to come closer to Earth. A few billion years. That is in barzakh. Now, billion years, dunyawi years. In al-barzakh, the plane of existence is such that you do not feel the years as such. You won't feel that the years as long. Time has a different meaning over there. If I ask you now, this is only in barzakh, a few billion years. Is it not worth for us to sacrifice a little bit? I leave this as food for thought for the community. But this is very, very necessary for the Leicester Jamaat, for other Jamaats as well to think about. Those Jamaats that do have the blessings of having certain Tullab Alim among them, they need to have better connections and better relations with them in order to see how they can benefit from them. So to continue, Imam al-Naqi alayhi salam says, considering the importance of ulama during the time of al-ghayba, if it were not for the ulama who remain after the occultation of your qa'im, yani after the occultation starts, who call to him, yani who invite people to him, to his message, who identify him that Imam al-Hujjah alayhi salam, he is one, the son of Fulan al-Fulan, he has these signs that he has 1, 2, 3. Defend his religion with the proofs of Allah. Save the weak servants of Allah from the nets of Iblis. And these ulama. And his kind. And also save the people from the traps of those who hate us, the nawasib. Nobody would remain except that they would renounce the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the importance of ulamas. At that, this is something that you need to think about. Fifthly, we should also have the best of akhlaq and stay away from sins. Obey the general deputies of the Imams, like I mentioned before, the fuqaha. And to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala earnestly from the heart and practically to ask Allah to hasten the dhuhr and to pave the way for the dhuhr. By mourning for our separation from the Imam, to pray and to give charity, recite dua and nudma, and to plan and have a strategy. Community work, it needs a plan, it needs a strategy. Fifthly, al-irtibat al-istimdadi. When we say Ya Ali Madad, for example, yani we seek the assistance. Oh Ali, help me, assist me, come to my aid. For us to seek aid from the Imam alayhi salam. So this is done through tawassul, istighatha. There is an istighatha, seeking help from the Imam alayhi salam in Mafatih al-Jinan. And to call to him with regards to dunya related affairs and ukhrawi related affairs. Whenever you face a problem, and this is something that is tried, especially when you are in danger, call out to the Imam alayhi salam 3 times, Ya sahib al-zaman adrikni. 3 times. Trust me, you will feel in your heart that your Imam alayhi salam, he is with you, he is listening to you, and he will help you, he will save you from the peril that you are facing, that problem and that danger you are facing. Keep this always in your mind when you need help from your Imam alayhi salam. This will help that emotional relation with your Imam. Also, your hajat they will be fulfilled closer, because the Imam's dua is mustajab. Ways of strengthening this connection, seeking intercession from the Holy Prophet and the Imam, to speak to the Imam every day, rhetoric as well. To speak to the Imam every day. In the morning you get up, speak and turn towards the Imam. Sometimes maybe if you are driving, think about your Imam alayhi salam. Something that I turn towards the committee of the Jamaat over here and others and those in charge, have positions in charge. Let your rhetoric be a Mahdawi rhetoric. Yani, when you have a public speech, when you have a speech in front of the people, Jamaat, etc., mention your Imam. Maybe recite Dua al-Hujjah. Maybe start with the Salam. Do something, because everything revolves around the Imam. Not that I come and I'm going to give a summary. My Ramadan program was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? And the Imam is not even mentioned. And we have not come over here to run a club. That's not it. We're not only, for example, a Khoja community center meeting, gathering center. No. We are followers of the Imam alayhi salam. So what Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa Muhammad. Whatever we want to mention, whatever we want to talk about, rhetoric, always to have our Imam alayhi salam in your speech, to turn towards him, to offer vows and nadhr on his behalf, for a person to do some certain a'mal on his behalf. Maybe hadiyah, so 2 rakat hadiyah on the Imam's behalf. Some sadaqah, anything good, and to give it as a gift to the Imam. When you go to ziyarat, don't go empty-handed. Do something for the ma'soom that you visit. Maybe salawat ala Muhammadin wa Muhammad 100 times. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. We'll end with this small video, which is a dua of Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam. This is a dua, so it's not going to be translated. Just listen to the dua.
Allahumma aslih abdaka wa khalifata بما أصلحت به أنبياءك ورسلا وحفه بملائكته وأيده بروح القدس من عنده واسلكه من بين يديه.
This is a dua for the 12th Imam alayhi salam.
ومن خلفه رصدا يحفظونه من كل سوء وأبدله من بعد خوفه أمنا يعبدك لا يشرك بك شيئا ولا تجعل لأحد من خلقك على وليك سلطانا وأذن له في جهاد عدوك وعدوه واجعلني من أنصاره إنك على كل شيء قدير.
صلى الله على محمد وآل محمد.